Hello and welcome back to the Wizards Arena, my fellow Planeswalkers. My name is Draymore, and we're going to be finishing off the rares from the core set 2021. Starting off with multicolor, we have Sanctum of All. It is Uber, basically. 5 colors, Legendary Enchantment Shrine. Beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and graveyard for a shrine card and put on the battlefield and shuffle. If an ability of another shrine you control would trigger while you control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers again. Commander, maybe. Standard, no. Historic, they just reprinted all 5 shrines in Historic, so maybe there will be a thing there. It's a fun card. Nothing really to write home about then. And that's about it. Can't say much more about this. Moving on to number 2. We have Rada Harkov. This is her 3rd version. Each version has been really good. The Time Spiral version had the mana available only during your main phase. Dominaria had it available turn to turn. And now this one is different altogether because it doesn't even do anything with mana to speak of. So for a red, a green, and a color, you should get a 3/3 on your turn. First strike and Elf Warrior. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. And if it's a land, you can play it. If it's not a land, it just sits there. And then for 4, a red and a green, she gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of lands you control. So basically, we'll just say that you have 4 lands out because of elves and stuff. So spend 6, she becomes a 7/7 first striker on the ground. That's pretty good. Like her a lot. You can see her being used in red-green commander, elf, not so much warriors. In standard, definitely going to be a thing, maybe even a thing in historic. I'm looking forward to using her. So finally, we are moving on to number 1. The number 1 gold/multicolor card is Nambami, Esteemed Speaker. Teferi's Daughter. Okay, this character. She got a white and a blue for a 2/1 flash. It's pretty good. And then when she enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, gain life equal to the CMC of that card. This works great with Baron for the blue rares, because he wants to return stuff to draw cards. So, great. You got stuff working here. Synergy. And then you could spend a color, so white and a blue, and ditch a legendary card to draw 2. Now, I know this sounds terrible, and you're going to get rid of a legendary card, but you're playing blue-white, maybe a control shell. You're having the game pretty much locked up near the end. You have a Teferi out, and you draw an extra Teferi. Unlike other card games, when you draw legends, and they have something to do with those legends, to make, like with the, Chroma effect, where you can discard to trigger secondary ability. Magic doesn't have that. So you're sitting on Teferi and you're like, oh, well, I got this thing. He's not doing me any good. So at the end of your opponent's turn, you can just spend 3 and tap her, ditch him, draw 2, and then draw for your turn. So you have 3 new cards to evaluate. It's just really good. I see her being played a lot in Commander. She even can be a nice legend for Commander as your commander, because The advantage she has is a lot of the white-blue commanders that exist are sphinxes that are really expensive or really annoying tax guys. She's not. So when you slap her out as your commander, people aren't going to go after you, so you can kind of sit there and be like, not that threatening of a person. Now we move on to the artifacts. Number 3 for the artifacts, Solem. Love me a Solem. Everybody likes that robot. He's great in Commander, especially for colors that can't play ramp cards. Now, the sad robot gets to be sadder because they've made the signets and other stuff to help those colors, but I always liked him better than Command Sphere because he's on a body. At any rate, in Standard, I don't see him doing much. Like, if we're going to just play a thing to ramp, we'll play Azusa, we'll play the guy from Theros. Like, he's just not going to do much. He's cool, but there's so much ramp running around, he doesn't pull his own weight. Number 2 is the book. 2 for an artifact, the Mastermind Tomb. Tap. Put a counter on it. Scry 1. 2. Tap. Put a counter on it. Draw a card. When there are 4 or more page counters on it, because that's what you've been putting on it, exile it. If you do, gain 4 life. So basically what we're saying here is that for 4 turns in a row, you can draw an extra card at the cost of 2, or scry 4 times. If the scry didn't put a page counter on it, I'd like it a lot more. So it's just okay. It's not going to be played much anywhere, I don't think. Not even in Commander. There's just better stuff to do with your mana. Like, it's okay. Like, it's one of those things that even Mind's Eye works out to be better. Like, oh no, I pay 1 more. It's a 5 cost thing. But to use this once, you gotta spend 4 and tap it. And then it only stays around for 4 turns. And you're gonna use it once a turn, where Mind's Eye you can just use, if you have enough mana, every turn. So, moving on to number 1. Let's get this junk out of here. Spark Hunter Masticore. Masticore's a bag. Remember the Years of Destiny one? He was sweet. And then they came out with the next set, Squee, which made him even more sweet. 3 colors for 3/4. As an additional cost to cast a spell, ditch a card. Well, that's way better than the original one, which was every upkeep. So, like him a lot already. Protection from Planeswalkers. Oh, baby. We're really liking him already. 1 colorless. He deals 1 damage to target Planeswalker. Heck yeah. 3, he gains indestructible at the end of turn. Well, that's sweet. This is pretty much like the old one in a lot of respects. The old one was 4 for 4/4 that you could spend 2 and shoot a target. I don't remember if it hit players. I don't recall. I don't think so. And then you could spend 2 and regenerate it. But he is good. He's going to see play quite a bit, I feel. And I'm not sure how much he'll impact the environment, because the environment's getting big time changed, especially with the hatred towards the graveyards. So we'll just say he's definitely going to get used, and I'm not sure where he'll finally settle out at, but he's there. He's a thing. So let's move on to the lands. Coming in at number 3 for lands. Animal Sanctuary. Woo! This isn't going to do anything in standard. It's not. It's a commander card. You want to play tribal? Well, we had one before for like rats and stuff like that. This one is tap for colors. 2. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. I like it because it says goat. Nothing funnier than a 1/2 goat smashing into people. Or if you can like proliferate and double counters, you know, like 7/8 goat would be really funny. But standard, it's not going to do a thing. Moving on to land number 2. And it's a cycle. We got back the temples. And that's awesome. Now, after it was announced the temples were returning, people were complaining that they were in this set. And yes, I know we're about to lose our Sharklands in the next set. It comes out in October. But it's fine. They're great cards. People were all upset that they weren't uncommons. Like, seriously. You know, these aren't going to be uncommons. It's just not going to happen. You know, the Pain lands aren't uncommons. They're rares. They're great rare cards. They're great rare lands. I'm just hoping they can think of something to do in Return to Zendikar to make up for us feeling all sad for the Sharks being gone. Like, I would all be down with us getting the enemy double check Santa lands. I'd be down with getting the Mirage uncommon fetch lands. That would be fine. You know, something like that. Like, you know, I'm not expecting enemy fetches because they're dumb and they won't reprint them in standard. They should. They should reprint them in standard and just, if you don't want them in Pioneer, just ban them. But they gotta reprint them at some point. I hate them. So, last land we have is Fable Passage. I was kind of surprised to see this put in the set because this will be rotating because it's an M21 at the same time the Throne copy does. But if this is a nod to them putting in every single core set going forward, pretty much, then I'm all for that. This helps out a lot in standard, and you don't have to print like crazy amount of lands in core, like 10 lands or 12 lands. This helps out a lot. Like it. Like, the price has gone down from 20 where it originally started to 8. This is going to push it down lower. Get it into more players' hands. It's going to become very cheap for commander players. So commander players that have a very small budget can pick a couple copies up. So I love this got reprinted. It's not really going to change the environment. None of the lands change the environment. So happy to see it. Happy to have it. And that will conclude our rare review. My name has been Draymore with the Wizards Arena. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment below. And let me know what you thought of these review videos. I'm thinking of doing reviews of like older sets of what happened when they came out and what people thought of the times or such. We are definitely going to do a review for Jumpstart. We're going to review probably only the new cards or the reprints. I'm not sure. Because it's not a standard set. I'm not sure exactly how I'll be handling that. So I will see you all in the next video and have a good day.